Well, with over 500 million downloads around the world, TikTok is a global phenomenon. I can't stand this word.
You nearly...
What is phenomenon?
Say it again.
The app has Aussies dancing their way to social media stardom, but it's not without controversy.
In 15 years of doing the Today Show, that's the closest I've ever come to hearing someone say that word.
No, I wasn't going to say that word. I was trying to say phenomenon.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Now, the Chinese-owned app has been accused of stealing data and spying on users, with some MPs calling for it to be banned. OK, here's a man who can sort it all out for us. Lee Hunter, TikTok Australia's General Manager. Lee, good morning to you. How are you?
G'day, Karl. G'day, Ali. How are you?
Nice to see you. Is the Chinese government stealing our details?
Absolutely not. No, they aren't. No, we don't share any user data with the Chinese government or any foreign government for that matter, and we never will.
How do you not, though? Because this is a Chinese company, and you've got national intelligence laws that were introduced in 2017 in China, which says any organisation or citizen shall support and cooperate in national intelligence work. So basically, if they want our information, they can just take it.
Well, it's important to know that there's no user data that's held from TikTok in China, so they don't have access to it on that basis. The other thing to remember is, like, we've got a very, very firm stance on the fact that even if they did request that data from us, we would say no to it straight up. We would just never give that to them.
I don't see how you're allowed to, though. It is a Chinese company.
Well, I mean, it's important to note that the data is not held there, so they can't access it. The Australia's user data is held in Singapore and the US, and we've got really, really clear data privacy regulations around making sure that they can't access it, and they won't.
OK, India blocked access to 59 Chinese smartphone applications in late June, including TikTok, citing credible inputs that the applications pose a threat to national sovereignty and Indian citizens' privacy. Why is India different to Australia?
Well, look, India has hundreds of millions of users on TikTok, and it's one of their most loved apps. You know, we're working with the Indian government every day, all day, trying to correct what's going on there and trying to get the app back live again. Making sure that we have a really clear line of communication with them and they understand what we're doing in India. It's the same here in Australia. It's about talking to the policymakers and our users and really putting that message of trust out there so that they're really clear about what we're doing and how we have this really strong focus on privacy and trust and keeping our users' data safe.
As you would know, there are some MPs pushing for it to be banned. Karl mentioned India. Indonesia's also banned it. President Trump is seriously considering it. How worried are you that the MPs here in Australia will get traction and it will be banned?
Well, I sent a letter to all of the MPs in Australia this week, telling them exactly what we're doing, trying to correct some of the misinformation that's out there, and starting this really open and transparent dialogue with them so they can understand what we're doing, but also hear from them their concerns so that we can tackle them head on. It's really important that they understand exactly what TikTok's doing and how we're here to help Australians express themselves and share in what is basically just a fun, creative app for people to make videos and watch them and get a smile in their day.
There is a crime that you can be accused of and prosecuted on. You know that, don't you?
Which one would that be? Would that be terrible videos?
Yeah, middle-aged men getting on there and embarrassing themselves. Dads like myself, and there's a few others in the Australian cricket team, for example, who are just doing a terrible job. I can tell you this, I love TikTok. I think it's a fabulous thing. It's great for the whole family to do it. But I also want to know that my details aren't being consumed, aren't being spread, aren't being looked at by anyone in other countries, mainly China.
Yeah, and again, you know, I want to tell everyone that your user data is safe with us. We don't share that information with any foreign government, including the Chinese government, and that integrity of the data and that privacy and the security that we have for our users is something we're focused on every day. And for the millions of users that are on TikTok in Australia, as well as the thousands of creators like yourself, Karl, that are creating it there, like, we really want to be upfront about how we treat the data, how we keep you safe, and just focus on the fact that it's about having these fun, creative, entertaining moments on TikTok that you can share with the world. That's what we want to get focused on. OK, so how do you respond, just before we go, to all these calls and to many MPs saying you've got to clean it up? Yeah, well, that's the heart of the letter that we sent out this week. It's about having that dialogue with them and chatting with them and making them really comfortable with what we're doing. You know, it's correcting the misinformation, and we welcome these conversations that are going to come.
OK, good to talk to you, Lee. Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. Well, British